Hello and welcome to episode 3 of Level Up Gaming. I'm your host Andres, and today we have our regular crew and special guest Bo. Today we're going to go into a whole assortment of topics, starting with God of War being pushed back to 2022, as well as Horizon being delayed, the Valve Steam Deck, which I actually really want to get into. I mean, there's actually a lot of backlash going on right now with God of War being delayed by a year, but like in my opinion, I have no problem with it, especially with like games like Cyberpunk. And I mean, ironically, it got delayed so many times, but it still wasn't enough. And I'd rather a game just take as long as it needs to.
Yeah, it's kind of annoying though that we got told all these games were going to be coming out first year for PS5. Now, as you said, Horizon is getting pushed back as well as God of War. I was pretty excited for these. Like, that's kind of why I pushed to get the PS5 so hard first year.
Part of the news, in addition to God of War, is that Horizon also got delayed, and the key thing being that both of them will also run on PS4, which I find pretty interesting because, you know, it still shows that like Sony wants to offer support to last gen. Do you guys think like that kind of holds the games back?
I think they only are doing that because no one can get the PS5. Because I think their original plan was for everybody to have the PS5 by now. And since obviously that didn't work out, I think they just had to change their whole direction and that maybe the game is done for PS5, but this extra time's just for the PS4 version.
I can only imagine like the difference. Yeah.
I guess it makes sense because of how backed up everything's been. It's, you know, it's so difficult for people still to get a PS5. From a business standpoint, that probably makes sense. You know, Andres mentioned what happened with Cyberpunk, them rolling out that game. It was a complete disaster. And them selling the idea that you can actually play that game on a PlayStation 4 when they probably knew there was no shot in hell this game was going to run well on the PlayStation 4. So maybe God of War doesn't want to run into the same backlash that Cyberpunk ran into. As far as like games, I mean, even no pandemic, with the pandemic, games get pushed back all the time, right? I mean, you guys live with this.
Yeah.
Have been living with this your entire lives. So if it's being pushed back because the game's not ready, then, you know, you got to do what you got to do. And if it's being pushed back so that it could be compatible with the PS4, I mean, how can you complain about that? You know, people are always going to be upset, but.
Did any of you guys play Horizon Zero Dawn?
I was actually playing it like a month and a half ago, and it's really fun.
Mm-hmm.
It's oh, you got it, Manny.
I haven't beat it, but I've played it nearly the full game to completion. I don't know why I stopped playing it, but I got pretty far into it. I was like 90% done with it, I'd say.
Shame on you for starting a game and never finishing it. I don't know how you could ever do that.
You did that with
the God of War ending.
Guy's done that with every single game he's ever played. I don't think he's ever even finished a game before.
I legit did that with God of War.
Yeah.
I'm still fighting that dragon.
This guy finishes like 1 in 5 games.
Yeah, but that 1 in 5 is usually a masterpiece like Metal Gear Solid 2.
Or Last of Us.
I'll give you that.
Yeah, Last of Us. When it's a game I really want to play, like The Last of Us Part 2, I beat it in a couple days, you know. My new philosophy is, if I go back and play God of War, I'm just going to play it on easy. I shouldn't be struggling if I'm the God of War, right?
No, you should just be good at the game, you know.
I feel like from a developer standpoint, the key focus is just that, like, the person playing is enjoying the experience. So like I feel like that's a big reason behind like difficulty ratings. Like I've heard like the developers of Doom, like from Bethesda, are always like the idea is to make you feel like a fucking like Doom Slayer, you know, a god essentially. So like literally play it on whatever difficulty you want. And then there are people who just want to suffer and play games on the hardest possible difficulty.
Well, don't you play every game on the hardest difficulty?
Well, I play on.
Well, I was talking to Bo, but
yeah,
play every game on the hardest difficulty.
Maybe that's why I never finish games.
Yeah, you should probably, you know, just play on normal, man. Take it down a notch.
The one I really want to play on easy is The Witcher because I feel like that's such a fun game to just run around being a Witcher, just being such a badass. Like in the show, the guy doesn't struggle in the show, just murdering everyone.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I can't beat the 3 drunkards outside the tavern.
Why do you do that to yourself?
I'm just a glutton for punishment, man. It's really bad.
I just don't know why CD Projekt Red just like says yes to everything, or like I don't know who's in charge of their marketing team, because I know they let it slip out at some point. They were like, oh yeah, we're gonna do Witcher 3 like next gen version, and like that shit's never gonna come out with them like continuously working on Cyberpunk. It's just like,
aren't they in debt now because of Cyberpunk, or they lost a crazy amount of money that they thought they were gonna have?
Yeah, no, it's like how they also said there's gonna be like a bunch of DLC, but like right now they're just trying to like hold the game together.
I'm still waiting on playing it. I don't know when the PS5 upgrade's coming out.
It's supposed to come out second half of this year, so that's like any time now.
I mean, it's coming out in 2025.
Yeah, I don't even understand what's going on with that, dude. Like, you can now buy it on the PlayStation Store, right? It's for sale again?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So does it run well on the PS5?
I mean it in terms of performance.
It, right?
Yeah, I did, but I didn't beat it when it was like the most updated. Like I beat it pretty close. I think I beat it like 2 weeks after launch. But I know it's gotten a lot better recently. I know on like PS5 it can like run pretty comfortably, but it's not like optimized for it. So like it could look and perform much better if it had a proper PS5 version, because it's just running the PS4 version. So like, the graphics and pop-ins aren't as good as they should be.
Are there ever any problems on PC? Or was it always just good there?
Nah, there was problems on PC for sure. There was problems on every single console.
I mean, like Cam said, dude, if they're planning to remaster The Witcher for the next generation, that's years down the line. I mean, that's a massive game. The world is so detailed, and they haven't even nailed down Cyberpunk. So, I mean, gaming studios do that all the time, dude. They're always, I mean, Nintendo's probably the worst with that, saying they're going to do something, and then they just don't. Not that they don't, but the amount of pushbacks,
Yeah.
Is there any remaster? Is there any remaster you wish you could like get your hands on right now, or like that like they should make, aside from Metal Gear Solid?
That was going to be the number one choice. Metal Gear Solid remastered. I mean, I don't know. That's never going to happen. But I that's a better question for you guys. Is there like a game that you feel like needs that warrants a remaster?
I think Red Dead Redemption would be good, since it was only on PS3 and 360. I feel like that would be a really good one.
Good choice.
I think just games that were lost in time to like
redo all the GTAs, maybe. Like all those just online multiplayer.
Donkey Kong Country.
Oh, dude, you're talking my language. Donkey Kong 64 remastered for the PS5.
We need some Donkey Kong games. I mean, we got the Tropical Freeze, but that was... Donkey Kong needs some more love in these streets.
Is that a recent game?
What stops Nintendo from just making like a Zelda Master Collection, or like, of just all the games? Maybe even like split between like 3 collections. I feel like that would just like sell so easily.
Can make so much more money by releasing them one a year, $60, like what we just did for Skyward Sword.
That's how they would do it if they're going to do it. But still,
I feel like
something that they're against. It sounds like something Nintendo wouldn't. You know how Nintendo is with their code. I mean,
they just did it with like the Mario games, Sunshine.
Oh, right.
Or Galaxy.
I just find it so weird because in like the previous generations, like on the Wii U and the Wii, they had the virtual system, so you could just buy and download like classics. Like they had a bunch of N64 games and like SNES games. And for some reason that just like they have Nintendo Online where you can kind of stream games, but it's way more limited than the collection they originally had.
Yeah, that would be really cool, especially for some of those Nintendo 64 games. I remember reading an article years ago about how a lot of these games for the Wii are just going to be lost to time because there's no preservation. It's just they made a certain amount of copies. The copies are out there, but who has a Wii these days? You know, who's making that effort to preserve? It's just pieces of art lost, good or bad. You know, I'm sure there's some gems among them that have been lost forever. You know.
Yeah,
Even
like,
if you emulate the Wii games, though, like who has a Wii controller anymore? I was looking for a Wii remote the other day, and I couldn't find a single one.
Yeah, you probably have to get like a used one on Amazon, right? For probably jack up
Yeah.
the price. It's like a fucking collectible at this point.
That's another
Yeah.
thing too. Nintendo products and games are just so expensive, or I should say, like their price kind of just never really changes. Like you could still find Wii games or Wii U games for like $60.
Well,
Yeah,
that's
I
something
saw-
I learned from your podcast, just listening to, I don't know which episode you guys said it on, that Nintendo never puts their games on sale.
Yeah.
And it hit me like, yeah, no, they're right. They're never on sale, no matter how old they are. And it's just funny how they operate that way.
Nintendo needs the money, and also you're going to buy it anyway. You can't get it anywhere else.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
Well, I mean, this isn't on the outline, but what do you guys think about the OLED Switch that they're coming out with? That seems like
It really pissed me off, to be honest. When
Yeah.
I saw a new Nintendo Switch model announced, I was like, finally, they're adding like actual good hardware. Maybe like I wasn't trying to be convinced maybe 4K support, but I was really hoping for superior hardware in a sense. But it's just a better screen, and I played docked most of the time, anyways, so I didn't
Yeah.
really find it that appealing.
Is it
I
the
guess-
same price?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's maybe $50 more than it originally was. You can return your Switch right now for like $200 credit towards it, but then you're still paying $200 more for the same thing that's a little bit bigger. Doesn't OLED die over time? The screen will die out.
Yeah.
I mean,
the
I'm
screen-
sure it's not a big problem in that sense for like whoever's buying it. I feel like it's not a bad option for people who don't already own Switches, but I just don't see any incentive to buy it when you already have a Switch.
yeah,
Yeah, I can already see them releasing a Switch Pro in like 2 years.
Mhm.
It has 4K, and then they're going to charge the same price for it.
What if Nintendo released like a Pro dock instead? So it's like you still have your Switch, but you put it into the dock, and when it's connected to the dock, it connects to like the better hardware and just runs better when it's plugged in.
I've seen that, and people have talked about it a lot, but like if they're not lowering the prices of their games after 5 years, you really think they're not going to make you buy a whole new system?
That's also a good point. I guess I want to be an optimist.
yeah, come on.
Yeah, the dock add-on would be nice, but that's definitely something that they would bundle in just a new system. The Nintendo,
Mhm.
fuck you, we're Nintendo.
Well, like
I
the
can see
whole
the head of
thing with
marketing.
Nintendo nowadays is like they think that with their Switch, they're just like dominating that market. And I think it's really cool that Valve is releasing the Steam Deck that in some ways I feel is a Switch killer, you know?
Transition.
I mean, Nintendo
You're
still
getting
has Nintendo has the world by the balls with Mario and Zelda. So I mean,
Yeah, but hear me out. Okay, so Nintendo did patent Joy-Cons, so Valve literally had to keep it like as a tablet with the controllers connected, but it will have a dock, so like you could figure something out. But with emulators, you
Wait,
might
wait.
have better options.
They really can't make Joy-Cons because of Nintendo. They really patent
Yeah,
that, like,
Nintendo just patented that. Yeah. So
Jesus.
it's
Oh, that's
yeah,
funny.
for
Heard
sure.
the Steam Deck has like whole internet on it. It's not just a system. It's like a mini computer.
Yeah, it is a computer essentially. It's just that it's like optimized for gaming, but in theory you could just use it as a computer for sure.
Pretty cool.
And like on top of that, there's like various different models you can get, and like they all use internal SSDs, so you're getting the same hardware speeds as like the newest generation of systems. So like honestly, it's a pretty good deal, and it's only like $200 more than a Switch, but you're getting like way better hardware.
Right.
I saw it when it first dropped. Like they posted the tweets for it, and the base model is only like 128 gigabytes. It's like $500. So I don't know how much that's really going to get you. Is it me or does the button layout look kind of weird? The thumbsticks are all the way in the top right and left of the system.
No, it definitely does look a little weird at first, but like I could totally see myself with one of these, especially with the dock.
Yeah, the article that I was reading about the guy who tested it out said that it felt very natural in his hands, even with that kind of weird placement. He actually preferred it to the Switch in that regard.
Oh, wow.
It does look odd, but I'm sure it's gonna work.
It's just crazy that like you can run like some of the most demanding games just like right on your hands, you know?
Like that was a complaint about the Switch when they put The Witcher on the store. Who the hell is going to play The Witcher on your Switch? That shit's,
yeah,
you're going to be like the amount of pixelation on the screen, everything's going to be laggy and slow. It's going to be like Cam's streaming right now.
Fuck yeah.
Geralt. But this is, I mean, the fact that you're going to be able to have this just, well, the article I was reading said, the guy said he couldn't fit it in his cargo shorts, but who's really going to put it in your pocket? But a device that you can put in your pocket that's this powerful, you can dock it to the TV, you could basically run any game on it. And you said the base unit was 128, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
So you can expand that with your own SD card, which is, I mean, people have been wanting to expand storage on every console that's ever come out, right? The fact that you're not allowed to, or the fact that you can't, or that it's very difficult is stupid. But I always love when companies will add that in, you know, the ability to expand your storage on your own. Yeah. Honestly, I'm not a PC gamer whatsoever. I have a Steam account with Arkham City on it, so I guess that'd be fun to just play Arkham City wherever I am.
I would use it as an excuse just to play Halo, laying in bed. That'd be enough for me, personally.
I would definitely consider it, but I want to see how the battery life and stuff is looking, because I can only imagine if they're running full games like this.
I think it's been revealed it probably runs like around 2 hours. Like, I don't think the battery life lasts that long, but like I feel like that's kind of expected with the type of performance you're getting. But like still, you could just have a really long extension cable and just like play it all day. You're chilling. Just get the car adapter for the long car rides.
I read online that it's about like an hour and 45 minutes after it was fully charged.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. But yeah, like you said, you need to get the extender.
Yeah, it's like how people who game on their laptops have to have their laptops plugged in all the time, or else performance is compromised. You know?
So the hardware on this is comparable to a console. It's essentially a portable next generation console.
Yeah. Right. It's probably compared closer to like the Series S, which is like it's the digital only Xbox model that's like not as good as the X, but it's like in between generations.
Okay.
Like it still does like 4K gaming pretty well. It's just not on the PS5, Xbox Series X level, but it's close.
I mean, this sounds like it's definitely going to be something that sells well.
For sure. I'm pretty sure all pre-orders have sold out already. So like
yeah.
Like the first day.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pre-orders and reservations up until 2022, I was reading.
Oh wow.
Damn.
Dude, that's, I mean, like the next topic, not to steal your transition thunder, Andres, but Netflix planning to come out with gaming on their service, games just on their service is, I mean, to say that the market is untapped, I think would be just a little ridiculous, but it feels untapped gaming for me. This is a no-brainer for a streaming service.
Yeah, it's going to be free, right? Like no additional.
Yeah, that's what they were saying.
Yeah, I think so.
Well, Amazon's also exploring gaming too, and I feel like that's worth noting for sure. It's not the first time Netflix has done it. In the past, though, like the before times, before Netflix was even like really streaming like that, when you got Netflix like on disc, you could also get games. So like
Right.
I think it's interesting they're like kind of returning to a gaming approach, but now it's you're literally streaming the game, so it's on Netflix to have the performance for both internet and gaming.
So is it going to be like you're going to be streaming just normal games, or is it going to be Netflix original games coming out?
I'm not sure. I think it's like gonna be more Stadia like or
I think they're gonna get like their own developers and have them make like indie games for them. Yeah. Do you
I
like
mean-
plug your controller into your TV though? How's that gonna work?
I guess. Actually, yeah, I don't know.
I mean, I played. Did you guys ever play Bandersnatch? I think it's called the Black Mirror game. Guess it's like a game.
Oh, yeah,
taken
that
from a
was-
movie.
That was terrible, but it was an interesting idea.
Yeah, I was wondering if they meant like by games they were going to start doing more stuff like that, like where you're playing with your remote
I
and your
mean,
TV.
I'm all for free shit, so even if it's trash, it's cool.
I mean,
Amen
at
to
the end
that.
of the day, like I feel like there will always be people that enjoy games, you know, like we probably have higher expectations of games than like, you know, some 5-year-olds who's just given a controller and told to have fun. So like I feel like people still will find enjoyment out of it and it could still be beneficial to a lot of people. It's definitely a market that's growing a lot and could get a lot better as internet gets better for most people.
Yeah, we were talking about in the first episode the Amazon Luna, how they were doing this. I wonder how Netflix is gonna try to bridge the gap between people who don't have good internet and just normal people who are in games. You know.
For sure.
Well,
I
you
mean,
would
I
have to
think straight up, yeah.
Go ahead, Andre. Sorry.
It's just straight up like if your internet isn't that good, you're just not going to be able to stream games or just it will not be enjoyable at all. Because like if your game's constantly getting pixelated or there's lag, it's just going to take you out of the experience too much.
But you know how they have the feature for shows where you can just download the show onto your Netflix account? Can't they do
Mhm.
that with gaming as well? Where it's you could just download the game.
If they can do that, that's different. That would be very interesting. I don't see Netflix or Amazon being able to do that at the moment because they don't have any like sizable internal storage. Maybe if
Right,
like they get
right.
an update where it's like plug in a hard drive and fill it up. But then it
Yeah,
comes to
that's-
like emulating because like I guess it would be better if you have it downloaded, but the game isn't running on your Fire Stick. You know, it's
Right.
running on a computer somewhere. So I'm
Right.
not really sure the technicalities going on in that.
Right. Yeah, that's gaming is streaming a show is one thing. Streaming a video game is something else entirely. You look at the size of these video games and they're only getting bigger. So Amazon Luna is a good idea in theory. This is a good idea in theory as well. And like I said, I do feel like it's untapped, not even streaming games, but just to have your own gaming division. There's so much fucking money in video games, dude. The highest grossing piece of art ever still is GTA 5. And you'd think that some of these companies would want that GTA money. But
For
the
sure.
guy they hired at Netflix is a former EA exec, former Facebook exec who helped develop the Oculus.
Sounds like a
They're
great
gonna
guy.
cut all the
Yeah.
corners. It's gonna be the
Former
shittiest thing
EA and
ever.
Facebook. Oh,
Yeah, the two reputable companies that have never run into controversy. Everything's gone
The company
swimmingly
that
there.
makes you literally have to
well-
make a Facebook account to use Oculus. Like that's just some
I mean, are there
bullshit.
two? They may be two of the most hated companies in the history of existence. They may be the
I
top
heard it too.
two.
It's funny
Activision
because
Blizzard doesn't
Oculus
run
was
for
like
money.
the
That is true.
VR. Like when you wanted to get VR, people would recommend Oculus, and just because of their practices with Facebook, now everyone's saying get Valve instead.
Interesting. Because I've heard good things about Oculus.
hmm
Yeah, my
Phil
brother-in-law
had
just
one.
got one. Yeah.
In terms of performance, I'm not gonna like peg them on that. It's more so just their association with Facebook that like a lot of people give them heat for. You hear
Right.
that Sony's announcing the PlayStation 5 VR. It's in development.
Interesting.
Can you use the last one on it?
Yeah, you can. You can use last gen on PS5. But I think like I'm just gonna wait and I'll bite when like the newest version comes out.
Saw that it was on sale for like $60 the other day.
Okay, I would buy that. That's dumb cheap.
Actually, it might have been today. The August sale started or the summer sale.
What, like a new PSVR?
Yeah, the headset.
Yo.
Wario64 tweeted it. Go look.
I don't follow him
React.
anymore because I got a PS5.
He's been getting me free Chipotle and stuff. It's been crazy.
Yo, he does that?
Yeah, dude, he
What?
tweets these codes and it's like text 888-222 and it's like burrito or something. And then you just get picked.
I can't even get a PS5. This man Cam's getting free burritos.
That's your fault, though.
Okay,
I help
well,
you for months.
Trying to
Listen.
play Beat Saber.
We've had ample opportunity to get a PS5.
I got Manny a PS5.
the fact that
Didn't
you
you
guys
say
haven't
you were gonna
gotten
get
one. Me? Yeah,
Yeah.
I missed the restock.
Yeah, wait, hold up. Can we get the story straight here? You said at first, I'm not gonna need a PS5. I don't like playing games anymore. And that's what you said. And then it became, oh, the PS5, everybody's trying to get it now. You'll be able to get it in 2 months. Then it became, oh, Cam got the PS5. You need to help me get the PS5. And then Manny got it. You got left out, and now you can't get one.
Yeah, you were.
I
all
can't-
Mr. I'm not even gonna get a PS5. I'll wait. And then it came out. You were like, I'm trying to get a PS5.
Right away. You're the
Cam-
biggest PS5 hater ever.
Cam was begging me for when he tried to make the reservations. He's like, just make one. I was like, it's all right. I'll be able to get one. The way I don't know. I need to fix that about myself. I just think that things are going to work out for me. Meanwhile, they never do. Like the other day, the
I
Walmart
understand.
restock, I scheduled a podcast. The restock was at 3, and I scheduled a fucking podcast at 3 after knowing what time the restock was going to happen.
You text in the chat, you said, I'm getting one today. It doesn't matter. That's what you said, word for word.
Yeah, remember that.
I got to manifest it, man. If I'm not going to manifest it, who is?
Walmart's the worst one. They get all the bots taking their stuff.
Oh, Walmart? I could see that. They probably have fucking some random guy running their defenses.
I mean, I
Not
got
Manny
mine on
doing it.
PlayStation Direct. So did
Yeah.
Cam. Yeah, Manny.
So Manny,
Yeah, I did too. Just chill out. Get one on StockX, dog. Come on.
Nah.
I'm going to get one on StockX and just tell you guys that Mr. Sony hand delivered it to me.
He's a big fan of the pod.
Yeah, he's a friend of mine. That's what you got to do in these. You got to make connections, Mr. Xbox, Mr. Sony.
You
I might
wait
just get
to give
the Xbox is easy to get, right?
It is a
Easier.
lot easier.
Yeah.
I remember like when I was insane trying to get a PS5, I would also get notifications for the Series X, and like just out of boredom, I would try to buy one to see how hard it was compared to PS5. And like most
you
of the
never got
time
one?
I was able to go through with buying it.
Oh,
But I
wow.
just- Yeah, I honestly should have just bought it and sold it to someone else, but I just really wanted a PS5.
What do they resell for these days, the new Xbox?
I'm not sure exactly.
I bet only like $50 more to 100.
Did you guys
Yeah,
lose
so
Manny?
at that point,
Hold on. Yeah, my camera went out for some reason.
He's just a turtle.
I don't know what happened.
The show must go on.
Just keep it. I don't know. I'll figure it out. Just keep going.
Well, that's going to be hilarious seeing the turtle. But wait, how much did you say they were selling for?
Can check right now. Probably like $450 at most.
Whoa.
100.
So it doesn't
I feel like
even
this-
make sense at this point.
Yeah, the Series S isn't like
I'm back.
that much more expensive. I think it was like $350 for retail. A
Wow.
month trying to get PS5s was the worst thing ever, though. That November, every day it was just constant L's.
Well, it's funny because you guys are all pretty big gamers, but Cam may be the most enthusiastic. So to see you taking that many L's, normally it would give me joy, but I did feel bad for you. I just felt bad.
It was like
You're
10
just
times a
sad.
day. I was waking up at like 2 a.m. to go on Target.com, and I was just taking constant L's.
The law
Dance
of
club.
averages was in your favor though, because you were so dedicated. I mean, you eventually got one,
Black
but
Friday, I tried, didn't work. That stuff was awful.
No,
PS5 right now, going for the Blu-ray one is $730 on StockX.
Okay, it's gotten
Digital
cheaper.
That's not-
720.
that's not.
That's pocket change. You're rolling in paper over there, right? Come on.
I can just lie to myself. This is what I do, how I repress things, and say it was a bundle. You know,
I do the
Series
same thing.
S. Xbox Series S only $330 on StockX. That's
Wow.
nothing.
that's like you have to ask people to buy it at this point.
For real.
Talk about a company. No, I mean they're still doing well, but they really had the gaming world in a chokehold when we were kids.
Oh,
When
the
we were
360
younger.
was so big. 360 was my favorite console for a while. I feel like we were on it every day. It's crazy how it just dropped off once PS4 came around.
I mean,
Just
I think a really big thing too was our age during the 360 era. We had infinite free time. I mean, all we did was just school.
I mean,
And
the
we were prime Call of
360
Duty age.
was better than the PS3, though. It was like a better system, I think.
Yeah, that's what everyone
Oh yeah,
says.
nah. PS3, like
P-
I mean,
PS3
I love it for the exclusives, but like there's a lot of things where I missed the mark, and I feel like one of the biggest is party chat.
Yeah, PS3 not having party chat was huge. So
Didn't have party chat? What? I didn't
No.
even remember that.
It only had
It had
game
free
chat.
online. Free online was pretty cool.
yeah, free online was great, but no party chat was terrible.
Yeah, and Halo was big back then too. That was like the prime of Halo.
Yep.
Yeah,
And a lot
that
of
system
those, a lot of
defined
those
an era.
Microsoft series just kind of fizzled out with Halo and Gears of War. So
They were releasing new games and the servers wouldn't work for weeks.
Yeah, I remember during the debates, the free online was always huge for PS4 guys, PS3 guys. We didn't have anything else. We'd be like, yeah, well, at least we're not paying $20 for online, bitch.
yeah, then Sony was like, "Oh wait, we can just get money for this."
They were like, wait a minute, you could charge for this thing that probably should be free? It'd be nice if companies just acted that way, right? Instead of like total scumbags trying to pinch.
Even
trying to-
Nintendo dipped their fingers in the pot.
Yep.
Yeah, that
Right,
was the
theirs
worst
is like
one.
$10, right, or something like that.
I think it's
It's
20 for
cheap.
the year.
But-
Yeah,
At least you don't need it for like their big games, like their Mario
Right.
games and their Zeldas, all that. And
That's
like
why it's
Animal
so
Crossing.
cheap.
I mean, you need it for Animal Crossing, right?
Yeah.
At least they offer you so many free games though too. You're getting basically the whole SNES and the NES with just paying $20 a month or a year.
And then they repay you with the worst online system known to man.
Yeah, they need party chat.
They have so many issues with that. It's like they've never played online games in their life.
I feel like at
imagine
this
if
point
you
they
could
just,
just use Discord on Switch. Sorry, Bo.
that'd be perfect.
That's actually coming to PS5, I think, right?
It is.
Discord?
And
Or
like,
is this-
imagine if Discord was just on Switch and Xbox. Like, why
Right,
can't
if-
we all just be friends?
Right. So
when
many
everything's
games.
gonna fully go cross-plat.
I mean, a lot of games these days are cross-platform, right?
Yeah,
Call of Duty is right.
Fortnite. Yeah, all those big ones. A lot of them are free too. Warzone's a free game. Fortnite's free. So I don't know. Maybe we'll see more games like this, and we'll see like larger integration like that. Loot boxes is where all the money's made.
Right. There's so that's what it was when we were talking about Netflix releasing games. There's so many ways to make money off of free games these days. Even though I read a report that Epic's not gonna. Epic makes Fortnite, right?
Yes.
Yes.
That they're not gonna turn a profit until 2027, which normally it doesn't really matter
Oh.
in the business world. But there are ways to sustain a company by giving out your game for free and having people pay for other stupid shit in the game.
Big finds
Well-
like the weirdest ways for marketing. And did you guys see Ariana Grande had a concert this weekend?
I didn't
Fortnite. I
see
think
it
it
in
was
Fortnite.
yesterday. They were memeing
I
it
almost
so
put it
much.
on the outline. I almost did.
It's like I don't know. I don't get how much money they realistically make having Ariana Grande go on their game.
But I mean,
Who's
it's
buying
crazy
Ariana
enough
Grande's
that
game?
like everyone knows what Fortnite is, you know? Like they reach
Yeah.
levels of popularity on the par with Minecraft, you know?
Yeah, like moms know about Fortnite and stuff.
Exactly.
They make anything else?
Yeah.
No, I think Overwatch is like on Epic's online website. That's how you play Overwatch on PC. I'm not sure what other games they've made.
Yeah, I think the whole
That's-
thing too is that they're having their own like gaming service like Steam. So like this is where it gets like a little confusing because like you could have some of your games on Steam and you could own some games on Epic. So like there's like a licensing difference, but like you could still play games with people regardless. But they have like their own Epic game store that's like a whole bunch of other games. You get Ubisoft games, like
When I'm looking it up, it says Gears of War, but I'm not sure
Yeah.
if that's true.
no, I'm sure it is.
Also, Fall Guys.
Yeah, I see GTA 5.
Fall Guys was hot for a minute.
Yeah, like that was hot during the Among Us time.
Mm-hmm.
The
It's free on
Among Us
PS4. That's
time.
why Among Us was huge. That like really broke the gaming world. A minute.
Did you guys hear about
Coming to
Overwatch
Switch.
2? Probably not coming out next year.
Really? Game was supposed to come out, I think, during the pandemic originally.
Are we
Not sure.
jumping back on Overwatch?
Love that game. I still go back to it sometimes.
You guys
I
want to
haven't
hop
played
on after this?
Overwatch in a while.
I meant when Overwatch 2 comes out.
No, we should hop on tonight.
Cheers, love. The cavalry's here. It's one of the
Never.
8 Funkos I own. It's Tracer from Overwatch. My girl. I'm
It's a
still
good
pissed
one.
off that bomb radius wasn't bigger.
Had to be nice with it.
No, you
You were
legit had to
Overwatch.
like plant that shit in somebody's cranium for it to kill someone.
We used to play that so much. We were day ones. I remember Jason got us to pre-order
yeah.
that. Shout out Jason.
But yeah, Overwatch, man. Looks like it's ways away. You guys want to go to fan questions?
Sure.
Got some
Talk
good
about
ones for you. Yeah, that was everything on the outline, right?
Yeah, it sure was.
Cool.
Oh, we got one question concerning a topic from Austin. Are any of you pre-ordering the Steam Deck, and what games would be best to play on it, in your opinion?
Well, I'm not pre-ordering it, but best games to play on it. Oh, I
No.
should probably re-answer this question.
Yeah, you guys are giving them the fucking recommendations buffet right now.
Yeah, I don't know.
I got one. I got one right here.
I gotta start that one over.
No, I'll keep that silence. They gotta learn. They gotta learn to love the
Okay.
dead silence.
I could have pre-ordered it, but I didn't. I was on the website, but I don't know, a game like Stardew Valley or something, like a farming game where you're just walking around. You can just go back to it like Animal Crossing, or even like Temtem. I've been playing Temtem. It's like Pokemon, something like that. That require the thing to be running too fast.
Those are the two games you say?
Yeah, I don't know.
So, like, I think that's cute, but you could run that on Switch. I'd be
Yeah.
playing like GTA 5 or Doom or something. You got the extra
guess.
hardware, so you may as well like have the better experience while laying in bed.
Yeah, run Cyberpunk.
This guy's like, I
Okay.
think I want to play Pokemon.
This guy's running
No.
Tetris on the $500 portable PC.
If you're like, you got to think of it like a Game Boy or something. Something you're gonna be bringing around,
it's
getting
not.
like Mario
Supposed to-
Kart.
no. You got to think of it like a $500 computer or a portable computer.
I guess.
It's $500. It's not no fucking
Fine.
game.
Maybe like I'll be playing Call of Duty or something.
Yeah.
Zombies. Yeah.
Exactly, that's the idea. You can play like more demanding games while laying in bed.
This guy can's like, all right, I'll play Rocket League on it. All right.
This guy drops the two worst games No,
Yo,
that's
but
not. I'm playing. They're good games, but like
slander.
on that,
Probably Minecraft.
Slander.
and I don't want to go for the Stardew Valley. I know it's a great game. But I don't want to bark up
Or
that
like I
tree.
could run it on my calculator.
Yeah, but you can run that on a phone.
You get the
Literally.
TS90. All right, this question here. Unless there's any more recommendations, Cam.
We didn't give any recommendations. We didn't give anything. We didn't even answer the question.
I gave some recommendations.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, Cam.
GTA.
Andres kind of just yelled them at Cam. He like yelled all the better choices. This question here from Storm. It's probably something we've already talked about, or you guys have talked about. Best Zelda game. Personally, mine is Skyward Sword for the Wii.
Ah, that's an
Wow.
interesting choice.
Playing that right now.
I'm also
yeah?
playing one right now.
Yeah, they just
Um,
remastered it.
I think Ocarina of Time is the best one. I mean, for the time it came out, it's insane how well it still holds up today. I mean,
I
it's
mean,
the default choice.
unbelievable.
It's the easy choice, but I think it's the best one.
My answer's inconsistent. I feel like it kind of changes, but overall, growing up, Majora's Mask is my childhood favorite Zelda game for sure. Wind Waker is also very good. I'm excited to play Skyward Sword Remastered. I had problems with the motion controls originally, but I'm excited to see how like the stick controls changes that.
Probably
think
saying Breath of the Wild.
Breath of the Wild, it's like it's unspeakable almost because it's
It's almost like it's not the same type of game.
yeah.
No, it's not a
you're
Zelda
right.
game. It doesn't feel like. I have 500 something hours in that game. And I don't think I could ever do that in any of those other ones.
Like,
you know.
It's definitely a Zelda game, but it's not the same structure at all. I mean, I guess it's closer to the original, like on the Nintendo, on the NES, because you can literally just do whatever you want. But
Breath of the Wild was amazing. I just think that for the time, Ocarina of Time is better.
for sure,
Yeah, I get that. Breath of the Wild kind of copied the formulas of like open world of the towers and all that. You can do anything, so that's why I put it at number one.
Well, isn't there a loud minority in the fan base that doesn't like the game because it's so unlike the previous Zelda games?
I believe so. There's got to be. There's always people particular people that.
But that minority's wrong.
I also believe that there's fair criticism for Breath of the Wild. Like one of my biggest criticisms is the boss fights. Like, I feel like the boss fights in other Zelda games have way more character to them and they're way more iconic, whereas in Breath of the Wild, they all kind of feel the same.
I think that's the one issue with the game. Because it's the shrines. Yeah, I just drew a blank on what they're called.
Yeah.
The shrines just kind of get repetitive. Like all the battles are kind of the same in the shrines. So.
And the shrines act as replacement for dungeons, which were very iconic to the original games.
Yeah.
Yeah. The game's also really hard to die in, considering you can pause at any time and eat food.
That's early game, it's hard, though. When you only have 3 hearts and, like, enemies can kill you in 2 hits. I will say, playing Breath of the Wild for the first time was, like, one of the best gaming experiences I've had. Just like knowing nothing and just being set off in this open world. I feel like that really is what Zelda's about, you know?
Yeah.
Just figuring things out.
That must have just been so fun for you guys who played. I mean, like as a kid, I played Ocarina of Time, but I never really played any of the sequels. But that just must have been so much fun for you guys, man, playing that game for the first time. For how beautiful it looks, the graphics, how epic it is.
Yeah.
It's amazing how that franchise sets the standard every time they come out with a game.
They almost never miss.
Yeah.
And Ocarina of Time, for how well that game still holds up, being a game from, like 97, 98, right?
I believe it's 90s. Yeah.
It's still good.
I mean, if you look at the other games that were coming out that year, I mean, there's a lot of good games, but just visually and the gameplay wise, it's not the same.
The music's so good too.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that game just hit different. Any more
All right.
questions?
Yeah, got a couple more we'll ask. This one from Lucky Chris 02 at Chris Mayoral. Do any of you have any favorite gaming content creators? My favorite, and you guys are all fans, I know, would be Donkey.
Yeah, I didn't even think of him. I listen to.
He's an absolute madman.
I watch Charlie a lot. Penguin Zero on YouTube.
Cool.
Yeah. So like, I used to watch FaZe. Not anymore, really.
I like both of them a lot. Recently I've been going down the Resident Evil rabbit hole, and there's this it's like a smaller YouTube channel called Avalanche Reviews, and they do like deep dive Resident Evil retrospectives that are like hours long, and I eat that shit up like crazy because I mean, since Metal Gear kind of died, I took Resident Evil as a replacement. Yeah.
This man's definition of recently is like 9 months.
Like before the pandemic started.
No. It's years since the Resident Evil 2 remake came out.
Yeah, that's been your phase. That's been a long Andres phase, the Resident Evil phase.
Because there's so many games, and they're all so replayable, and then once you replay them, you're like, maybe I should try to speed run it.
It's funny, because I don't know when that phase and the JoJo phase started and ended. I feel
JoJo
like
started first.
Okay. Because you're off JoJo.
Resident Evil was on and off.
Right.
Like, I first discovered Resident Evil when I was like 5 or 6, and I was like too scared to play it, and I think it was like overcoming my fears that made me like it even more.
I can't play those games, man. I can't fucking play those games. All right, we'll take one last question.
Most of them aren't. Yeah.
No, go ahead, Andres. Finish your point.
No, most of them aren't that scary. It's interesting because like the genre has changed as the games have also. Because like originally it started out as like way more horror focused, and as sales went up, they were like, "Yo, we should just make an action game." So then they did that, and fans got pissed. But they made a shit ton of money, so then they just kept making action games, and then it became scary again. And now it's like a weird hybrid of scary action.
Yeah, the original that I've seen you play, where you're just like walking through hallways and shit. Like, no thanks.
Camera angles. No thanks.
No, I draw the line. This question here from Obi-Wan J. What video game? Final question. What video game would you spend 1 year of your life within? That's easy for me. GTA. Free healthcare.
You want to live in there?
Yeah, fuck that, dude.
Yeah, every time I yeah, but when I die, I just walk out of the hospital, just strutting out. Whatever crazy outfit I have on.
I'm going Mario Sunshine. Living on Isle Delfino for a while. That's a good spot. A little vacation.
That's a good one. I like that one.
I think I'm going Doom.
Doom? You're going to hell? What?
Probably like Minecraft, honestly. That sounds fun. You just build shit all day.
Look pixely.
Yo, just go outside.
Yeah. Go do something.
Live a normal life. That's so funny, man. I was thinking maybe Last of Us could be fun.
What?
That sounds
That's
horrible.
the last place I'd want to go.
I'm trying to think.
Yeah, I'm trying to go on vacation.
A lot of video game worlds are like just seem terrible because you're just usually fucking shit up.
Yeah,
What
like
about
Zelda
Persona?
doesn't seem. Persona, I guess, would be cool. Yeah.
Mario Kart.
Mario
Mario
Kart
Kart.
would get old, but it would be fun at first. Just constant
think of, like,
races.
Think of like Wreck-It Ralph type stuff, you know?
Wii Sports Resort. That's
Oh,
my final
perfect.
answer.
Yeah,
It's good.
Final answer right there.
I think
It
that
can't
would
get
cure
better
my
than
depression. A year in the Wii Sports Resort would do me so nice right now.
There's so many options. Sword fighting, plane flying. I don't know the other ones, but that's enough for me.
Sword fighting and plane flying. The
Basketball, I
Wii Sports
think.
Resort.
Yeah, come on, I'd be on the court, yo. Basketball was the best one in Wii Sports Resort.
Oh, the tennis was great too. Was that at the resort or was that separate?
That was just Wii Sports. It was tennis. That was just normal Wii
Oh, that was
Sports.
not Thursday.
Yeah.
I'll live in that one then.
Boxing was in normal Wii Sports too.
Golf? Maybe?
Yeah.
Golf was
baseball.
OG Wii Sports.
It was like golf, baseball, bowling, boxing.
Yo, why did Nintendo just abandon Wii Sports like that? They could have made a free Switch game to come with the system, Switch Sports.
No, they got that shitty ass. What's that? that
Arm?
ring thing they got, that ring adventure. They're coming out with
Yeah.
them. They're just not good.
The Wii, man. The Wii was huge when it came out. It's like a
Probably
cultural
is.
moment.
I remember sleeping over my friends' houses and like everyone's mom would have a Wii Fit thing like in the living room. Remember like the Wii Fit
standing
pad?
thing? Yeah.
Yeah.
Wii came out with PS3 and Xbox 360, right?
No, it was
Yeah.
after. It was a couple
Yeah.
years
Yeah.
after, but it's the same generation of console, but it's
Right.
came out a couple years afterwards.
Nothing's better than when Nintendo just roasted your family members every time they stepped on the Wii Fit scale.
Nintendo fat shaming everyone. That's another idea. Like Nintendo's like, we want to get people active. So instead of going outside and playing these sports, you can just do it in your living room. Incredible.
Well, I think that wraps up everything for this episode. Those are some great questions. Do you guys have anything else left to say? This was a good comeback in our month-long hiatus.
Yeah, Ratchet and Clank was a good game. We never dropped that review.
Quick review right now. Good game. 5-second review. It's coming.
Game best on
Sure.
PS5.
Turtle Soup 10-second reviews are coming. Good game. Bad game. Good movie. Bad movie.
It's just
Tune
you
in.
eating a Hershey's with almonds every episode. Banjo-Kazooie's better. That's all I'll
Oh,
Oof.
say. Whichever one you want to pick, Banjo-Tooie, Banjo-Kazooie. Except that third one. That third one's pretty bad.